What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, time to talk some football. It's your boy SAJ, and I am coming to you live from Park Place Studios. For those that may remember, Park Place was the 501 nightclub where Central Park Mall used to be before it all got torn down. And it was some of the funnest, raunchiest adventures I've ever had, probably in this town.
Man, that was a little before my time, but what's up, everybody? I am BD. Today, I'm coming at you from the Lewis Shanks studio, uh, furniture store. I never bought any furniture in there, but I actually went and did the fire inspection there one time, and I'm pretty sure they checked my credit report just to walk in the door before I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
They had some pricey furniture there.
Yeah, bro, that was top of the line back in the day.
Yeah.
So, again, you guys saw me donning the helmet. Shout out to the End Zone Helmet Painting and our friend Sol Rock Cardenas. You guys are in the market for some incredible replica. Sorry, I'm being attacked by a bulldog here. Um, if you guys are in the marketplace for some incredible replica stuff that doesn't cost the same price as the real thing, our guy Sol Rock's got you taken care of. Just message him on Facebook, and he'll get you just about anything that you need. Um, and we're actually going to have a special guest on here in a little bit whenever he decides to get on. Um,
Well,
but
he's hanging out. He's hanging out in the green room right now.
oh, he is in the green room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, being that we're doing sponsors and everything, let me go ahead and get this real quick plug out of the way. Brian, guess what I happen to have in this cup today?
Did you finally get your shipment of Dubby energy drink?
I got me some Dubby energy drink, right? And I have been sipping on this all day. This is some incredible stuff. Um, very flavorful, very enjoyable. Again, we talked about the caffeine content and everything like that. The stuff is designed for gamers. So it gives you that energy that you need without giving you the caffeine jitters or any of that other craziness that some of the other energy drinks out there kind of are notorious for. So, guys, go to our Facebook page, click on that link. Make sure that you go try some of this stuff. Tell me what you think about this product. I'm kind of falling in love with it, man. I can't wait to try some of the other flavors, dude. This is some good stuff. Now, being that we're also plugging all these different crazy things going on right now, and I probably should bring up some of the chat that's happening. Why don't we go ahead and bring in our special guest so he can do some shameless plugging for himself as well.
Let's go.
Welcome.
What's
Rick
going
Rock.
on, fellas? How's it going?
What's
everybody?
up, Rick? How are you doing, man?
Doing great. Texans 2-0. I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm happy
Locked
that
in
you're at
with
least
Burrow
1-0. You beat those nasty Bears for me.
Plus, locked
Loving
in my
it.
tickets for next year for the Roughnecks, front row in the end zone. Ready for
Nice. So, Rick, why don't you talk to us about why you're here? Besides the fact that you love us, of course.
Well, here lately, I decided to pick up a new hobby that I'm doing now. Some of you might have seen it on my Facebook. But I picked up a new hobby and just trying to kind of get things going. I picked up a hobby doing wood burning. I've always liked to draw, and just kind of throw it together and started doing this wood burning and did a few of them, really liked them, and got a few others that people wanted, and just kept right on rolling with it. So I got some here I should share with everybody.
Yeah, Rick, why don't you show us? I mean, some people have seen some of the things on Facebook, maybe. But for those that haven't, show us some examples of the work that you can do.
This is my first full wood burn. Did a tank dell, complete. I mean, that's a catch he had against the Arizona Cardinals last year for a touchdown. That's him. You can see his number and his name right on there. So I started doing that. That was my first full wood burn.
Okay.
Pretty proud of that one. I did this one. This is a partial burn. It's just the outline burn and paint. I did one. If you go on my Facebook page, I got one on there that I gave to the Predator couple for when we traveled the 12,000 miles. I did this one for Brahma, babe, just for her miles that she did over the season. And then I did. I don't have everything here because obviously I've gotten I've shipped some of it out. I did one for Jackie for her miles. This one here I'm pretty proud of. I was given this picture and asked if I could do this. And this is how it came out.
Oh,
You
nice.
tell me.
Yeah,
I think this was my second full burn.
yeah.
So
That's awesome, man.
I did that one. Pretty proud of that one. Jason loves it.
I'm particularly fond of that one myself. Let's not even lie.
This one I did Sunday before I even went to the game. I sat here Sunday and just knocked this one out Sunday morning. Did me a little Toro. And then I had somebody ask me if I could do one for the Patriots with the old Patriots logo. So I got that one knocked out today. That's going out tomorrow to them. So just a few of them that I've done. I'm working on right now doing some coasters, waiting on the backings to come in. So I'm going to be having these, a pack of 6. I can do just about anything. I'm willing to try. So if anybody out there is wanting anything, hit me up. Hit me up on my Facebook page. Send me a message on Rig Rockers. Let me know what you want. Get with me. Send me a picture. We'll work it out. Figure it all out. And I'll. What I usually try to do is I'll draw it up first, and then I usually send you a picture of it, kind of letting you see what it's going to look like as far as the drawing, and then if you like it or want to do any changes, if you like it, then I go ahead. And then I tease you a little bit. I'll send you, after I get the outline done, and maybe when I start the shading, and then I don't let you see it again until I'm done.
Yeah. And
Jason was eating him alive to see it.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Mr. A-Type driving him crazy, not being able to see what was going on.
Go figure, right? Again, I was absolutely blown away by the craftsmanship that Rig produced. Not that I expected anything less, but just to see his artistic talents come out in full display here, absolutely impressed, man. So, folks,
it's something I never really shared with too many people. I mean, there's not too many people that know that I draw and do that kind of stuff. And so I started doing it, just sitting here at the house, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. So I just went out, got me a nice wood burner, and I sit here and cramp my hands up for the day.
Well, you know what? I mean, it looks great, and you're having fun doing it, man. That's awesome.
I am. It's relaxing. It's fun, and people enjoy it, and people wanting to buy it. I'm all about it. So,
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Rig definitely. There's a weird proportion thing going on with his camera. But that comment could go multiple ways, and I'm not going to touch it. We're just going
Hey.
Oh, 100%. I had to at least allude to it, man. So, guys, seriously, if you're interested in having Rig do some of this stuff for you, reach out to him. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on X, I believe. Just look for Rig Rocker. You'll be able to find him. Reach out to him. Give him what you like, and I'm sure he's going to give you some great quality stuff. So, and again, today,
let me know what you want. Let's get it going.
Yes, sir. Today's all about, giving shout outs to everybody and just, kind of keeping everybody connected. Because we even have some UFL stuff to talk about in a little bit, but we're going to get there, right?
There you go. Jackie got hers today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
So, now, I'm going to throw this out there. We're going to talk about it throughout the show. But raw opinion, right? First takes. Rig, what'd you think about the UFL announcement today? The big UFL announcement.
I figured it was going to be tickets are going on sale.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we thought too.
Like
so
they made last year.
Yeah, folks at home, feel free to make comments in the comment section. We'd love to know your opinions also, but I really want to kind of get an idea of what everybody's thinking about the big announcement. I myself personally, I'm not really surprised that we're having Friday games. I mean, there's been talk about it for a little while now. of course, we try not to speculate too much. So when I was hearing about, go ahead and block that person from the chat.
Wait, you mean this one?
Yes, that one. That's all right. Still love you, Vanessa, but
Sorry, you're
it's
going
NFL
to take
season
the
right
first
now.
L next week, Vanessa.
Yep. But Jackie is right. We can plan a lot better now that we kind of know the schedule is going to be coming out soon. The full official schedule has not been released, correct?
Right.
So we're still waiting on that, but we at least know that we're going to have some Friday games. If we have some Texas, Friday games, looks like we're going to have to take Friday off. We're going to have to make road trips early in the day and maybe just make a weekend out of it, which would be fun, right? I do remember 2 years ago that we made the trip to Arlington and we went for the day and then we came back.
Yep.
That wasn't nearly as much fun as it should have been. It's kind of hard to sober up in about an hour and a half. I'm just saying.
I think we did it right. We did it right this past season when we stayed up there. We got to have our fun and then just crashed to the hotel 10 minutes from the stadium.
That's true. That is true.
I came to San Antonio for a game, turned around and drove home the next morning. And was at our tailgate the following morning.
Yeah, but you still stayed in San Antonio.
I did, but then I still had to drive it.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, man, you can't drink all day if you don't start early, right? So, but yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from the announcement. I'm glad that they made an announcement. I'm glad that they're trying to make sure that they're staying connected and staying relevant, especially in the middle of, we just started the NFL season. And so sometimes, the alternative football leagues do get lost in that transition where everybody's all hyped up about their home teams. So this is good that they're making a point. They're making a statement. Hey, we are here. We are not going anywhere. And so if you guys have not gone out and gotten your season tickets yet, make sure you contact your season ticket rep. Reach out to us if you don't have one. Get those season tickets locked in before they go. If you're a season ticket holder and you haven't renewed, get them locked in. If you haven't gotten season tickets, make sure that you're prepared for the day that they do go out to the general public and get in there and buy those tickets, man. I know I got my kids addicted to coming to the Brahmas game. So now I've got to go buy 4 more, right? And that's my fault. I accept that full responsibility. But just make sure that you're yes, Jackie is right. James Carr the second is your man. If you are not in the San Antonio marketplace, James can probably still take care of it. And if not, he can get you in contact with somebody who can. And but just reach out, get those tickets locked in. Let's make this happen, man. Let's make this the UFL season to remember, when the San Antonio Brahmas take it all the way to the championship again, and this time they win. Because we're not going to have that person who we're not going to mention his name. So
no, definitely not.
Anyways,
he who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named. Rig, anything else you want to plug before we jump off? Because we got football to talk about, baby.
No, but again, like I said, hit me up on my Facebook, send me a message, see what we can get worked out, get some art out to you guys. Ones that have gotten it, thank you. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy seeing everybody else enjoying it. So hit me up. Let's get something going.
Awesome, man.
Other than that, y'all, I'll be good.
You have a good one, Rick. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right,
always good seeing you.
You too, brother.
H is up just because of what Houston did for me.
H is
up. But it's still always forward, baby.
Later.
See you, bud. Let's make him disappear. There you go. Mike, that's a good question. We probably will need to ask Rig that if he has a ticket rep. I think he does, but I don't know that it's going to necessarily be the same relationship as what we have with James. But that's a good question. So We'll put that on the back burner, though, because we got some football to talk about. First and foremost, Brian.
Man.
Brian.
Yeah.
What? Well, so I've got my own little fan section over here mocking us because I said Brian, and they said, "What down is it?" But we're not there yet. Okay. I know. What happened?
Man, I wish I knew. Just
Jackie, stay. Stay. We need your comments.
It was brutal. Just from the get go. Jackie. Dak did not give up 44 points. Yes, there were some throws that he should have made. He had Zeke, wide open in the flat. They would have gotten a touchdown. There was, a lot of throws he would have made, a couple interceptions. One was not his fault because the receiver slipped on the break. So, that was not on Dak. The second one, yeah, he forced it into CD into double coverage, got picked. But Cowboys were already down by 25 at that point. So he was forcing some throws in. And you know what? Even if he scores the plays and makes the throws that he missed, I had no confidence that the defense could stop the Saints because it was just ridiculous. Game started and they marched down and 80 yards, whatever, score a touchdown. Cowboys come back, kick a field goal, and then the next play, the Saints offense, first play is a freaking 70-something yard touchdown pass. And, just halfway through the first quarter, it's, 14-3. So, and it just kept rolling from there. So, Jackie, I'm not making excuses for him. Like I said, there were plenty of throws that he missed, plenty of things he should have done. I just don't think it would have mattered to this game. And your shirt is on permanent display right here. So, yes, and it says Dak's not that guy, and he is not that guy. But this last game, the defense was not that defense. And, dude, they panned over to Mike Zimmer during the game, and he just looked lost and confused, and he had no idea what the hell was going on. And, it was just brutal all around. The Saints, they have a really good offense. It's kind of the offense you saw back in the Drew Brees days. There's just a ton of movement, and it can confuse defense. So it definitely confused us.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing to think about here too, though, is that we're still talking about Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not irrelevant. When Derek Carr is good, he is good. I mean, he is on fire, which he proved on Sunday.
Oh yeah, and you know what? He started. He obviously struggled a lot last season when he first got to the Saints, but the last 4 or 5 games of the last season, he was kicking ass, and he was kind of getting into his groove, and he started off the week 1 too. So I mean they're freaking really good offense. Now we'll see if it holds. Kind of those styles of offenses don't always seem to be able to maintain their explosiveness throughout the season. We'll see, but these first 2 weeks they've been on fire, and they haven't been able to be stopped by anybody.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those situations where you take your knocks, you lick your wounds, you prepare for next week. Dallas, I believe. Who do you guys have this next week?
We have the Ravens, which is going to be a very difficult game because Ravens are going to be pissed because nobody expected them to be 0-2 after 2 weeks. They lost to Las Vegas last week, so it's going to be a really tough game. I'm kind of worried about it. Now, the difference with the Ravens is pretty much all they have is Lamar Jackson. They rely way too heavy on him. If the defense can kind of contain him, then I think it'll be a pretty easy, not easy win, but pretty good win. If he's able to go loose and do the Lamar Jackson stuff, like scramble for 30 yards and stuff, and make those scramble plays, it's going to be a tough game. But as long as the Cowboys defense can contain him and kind of keep him in the pocket mostly, I think we'll win.
Yeah. Let's talk about something surprising that happened, right? Which you guys know I love my Packers. I am loyal. I was expecting this to be a bumpy season. I did not expect us to pull this game off, though. Okay. Malik Willis, 12 of 14, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Kind of low on the yardage, right? But they did exactly what they said that they were going to do. They're going to rely on the ground and pound and just let Malik Willis air it out as needed. And it worked. It 100% worked against the Colts. What surprised me, though, was how Anthony Richardson did not do so good, right? And this is a cat that they were kind of banking on. And he went 17 of 34, 204 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions.
Yep.
And that's surprising because Green Bay's defense last year struggled a lot, right? Our biggest hole was kind of the run. As we kind of, we're still kind of struggling with that a little bit. I mean, Taylor went for 103 yards on us and Richardson got 37. So we're somebody's going to get in trouble here. And this is what I mean. Green Bay finally won. It's been a 2-game season so far. Anyways, we do struggle a little bit with the run.
But they were 0-1, so it is a correct statement. Green Bay finally won.
Well, you lost one, so mind your business. All right.
We did. Cowboys finally lost, so it works.
Well, it's going to happen again this next week. So
don't be mad at facts, bro. All right. Why do you hate facts?
Dude, hashtag alternative facts. Anyways, again, struggle with the run, but we were able to kind of contain Richardson, which is kind of surprising. Okay. Mike is right that Indy hasn't necessarily proven anything, but they do have a potential lethal weapon there in Richardson. If he can just kind of figure it out and get used to actually taking snaps in the NFL, and get some receivers that he can build a trust relationship with, I think there's some potential there for Indy. Just not last week, thankfully. I am honestly a little bit worried about I was a little bit worried about Tennessee. Now I don't know how I feel this next week because what happened this week? They benched their starter, their draft pick, the guy that they were counting on. 2 games, and they pulled him. And I can't remember who the quarterback is that they went with. It is their backup who is, give me a second. Levis. No, it's not Levis.
Will Levis was the starter.
Yeah, Will Levis got benched. They went with the other guy, and I can't remember what the heck his name is. And it's somebody that I should know.
Did Levis get benched?
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you, he got benched. I think it was Tennessee, wasn't it?
No, I know. Carolina benched their quarterback.
Carolina, that's who I was thinking of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bryce Young.
But yeah.
Yes, and
Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is the backup.
Right.
So
that's Carolina benched Bryce Young for Andy Dalton.
Okay, so this one I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. We don't know if Love is actually going to be back in. I hope to God that he's not because I don't think that he's ready.
Oh, hell no.
But, I mean, we've seen quarterbacks do crazy things before.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we saw RG3 come in before he was ready and ruin his career. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I'm really worried about that. I hope they stick with Malik and just ground and pound again. I think we'll have a better chance against Tennessee that way. It worked once; it can work again. And
Tennessee's not that good of a team. So,
No, but
Levis didn't get benched, but he he
maybe
might
he
as well
should.
have. He got freaking dog cussed by his coach coming off the sidelines after a
That's what it
horrible
was.
fumble. Yeah,
That's what it was. That's what I wanted to talk about. I need to have a notepad and just start writing stuff down.
man, that's what I got my notes on my phone for.
There you go. That was the thing that I wanted to talk about. What did you think about the coach's reaction?
His reaction was probably everyone who was watching that game's reaction to that.
Yeah.
Just like, what the F are you doing? That it was a legitimate reaction to the play, to everything. And, I got no problems with coach doing that.
Yeah. So he actually got interviewed after that, and it was on, I believe it was on Monday mornings, NFL, like 1 minute hot take or whatever. It's the one that's hosted by Boomer Esiason. It's just a little, like 1 minute news show, whatever. And they were talking about that. Well, they had that clip from that interview. He was like, "Hey, I'm human. Everybody makes mistakes. I probably should have been a little bit more, composed. But you got to understand, it was a very stressful situation, and I'm a very passionate person. It is what it is."
Yeah. Although I did, in his interview, he kind of was like, "Oh, I blacked out, and
yeah, that was a little weird,
or something like that." I'm like, "Come on, dude." That was a little ridiculous.
I mean, I could understand blacking out if he'd been drinking since June, but
which being the coach of the Titans, he very well may have been. So
yeah. Meanwhile, in Dallas, it's McCarthy inhaling cheeseburgers instead of coaching.
Yeah, exactly.
So, God, I so want to talk about that more, man, but I don't want the whole show to be about Dallas Cowboys and what's going to happen to Mike McCarthy. Maybe next week.
We'll wait towards the end of the season for that.
Well, let's see what happens this week. If you guys struggle against Baltimore, or just get blown out, then maybe we need to start talking about what happens to McCarthy.
Yeah, maybe
for this week. Yeah.
So you know what? Since we're talking about the Packers, kind of a little stat that I saw that, and I forget what game it was that they're talking about it, but Packers are the first team to reach 800 regular season wins.
Yep.
So I think they said they're like 6 wins ahead of the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a hell of an accomplishment. Most regular season wins basically in NFL history. That's something to say.
Right. Well, and it also helps that the Packers started in 1909. Right.
That's true. But
what is up, Jesse? Good to see you, man. But in the Bears, so long history with the Bears, right? I mean, it was the Chicago Cardinals, I believe, was the original team who then moved out, and then the Bears came in shortly afterwards. They came in what, like 1911 or something like that. No, it was a little bit later. I don't remember all my Bears history other than the Packers owned the Bears. That's all I remember. But that's another historic team, right? They're almost as old as Green Bay is. They've got a long storied history. The 85 Bears, Mike Ditka, Super Bowl Shuffle, all that good stuff. But it doesn't surprise me that Green Bay has the edge on them because they've got several years on them. Green Bay,
which really, if that's with it being how many more years they've played over you guys, or you have over them. Sorry, why aren't you ahead by more than just 6 games?
Well, because the 1980s happened, sir. The dark times.
Yes.
Right. I believe I became a Packers fan in 1985 when I really started getting into football and decided that was my home. That's who I'm going to root for the rest of my life. And I believe they went like 1-13 or something like that. I mean, it was bad. It was horrible. And back then, like, we didn't have Fox and all the different games being broadcast and whatever. Like, you followed an out of market team, you got your updates on Sunday morning from the newspaper. And so it was brutal, just sitting on pins and needles, hoping to see a win. And then Monday morning reading the paper and being like, oh, all right, we'll get them next week. So it was a little bit rough. Speaking of things that were a little bit rough, though, what was not rough to watch was what the Texans did. That was a fun game.
Oh yeah, it was. The Texans are good. I mean, Stroud, he's looking good. So far he hasn't had a sophomore slump. And they kind of got a good offense, good game plan around him just to kind of help him succeed. And the Bears suck. So,
the Bears are interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say they suck per se. Caleb is definitely struggling a little bit, or he struggled against a good defense, right?
Yeah.
23-37, 174 yards, 2 picks. That's low yardage for the attempts and completions. Those 2 interceptions did not help him at all.
And I watched the game, but I don't remember the interceptions, whether they were bad passes or what, or how bad they were. I kind of remember one was a great play by the defender, but I don't know him off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a little bit of a struggle. And as wow. So yeah, Chris is right. The Bears O-line is a little bit suspect. I think Caleb Williams probably might do a little bit better if they shore up that offensive line, give him a little bit more time. He obviously, he had something that drew Chicago's attention. I just don't know if he's quite...
Well, so did Bryce Young with Carolina, and look how that works. So we'll see. Williams, he's a rookie. He's going to have growing pains. Not every rookie is going to be C.J. Stroud last year. Let's see how he grows as a player. These games, they're learning experiences for rookies. So, let's see how he learns from it, and just if he continues to get better. That's kind of all you really expect from a player like that. As in his rookie year, especially thrown into a starter role. Not like I said, not everyone's CJ Stroud, so we'll see how he goes.
Yeah. So, Mike, you're 100% right. I'm definitely interested, right? I want to see what happens this week. Houston goes against Minnesota, and that should be an incredible.
Which Minnesota is a surprising 2-0. Actually, really, there's a lot of surprising teams this season already. So early. Just off the top of your head, how many upsets were there this week? Do you know?
Oh, I don't remember.
9 upsets this week.
Nice.
Ridiculous number. But Minnesota was one of them. They beat the 49ers, who in everyone's mind is one of the best teams in the league. So, we'll see.
Yeah. So this week they're going to find out, right? We're going to see. Chris is right. Got to give Minnesota credit.
Did you see that freaking 97-yard pass to Jefferson?
No.
It was crazy. Like, just Sam Darnold just threw a beautiful pass to him. And then it was, it's impressive. I've been talking crap about Minnesota because, Sam Darnold, hasn't had a whole lot of success in the league, but these 2 weeks, man, he's been really, really impressive.
Yep. Brian, what do you think about this comment here?
Hey, Jeremy, I'm gonna be like Saquon and catch you later.
Damn. And if I remember correctly, You know what? You know what the Eagles caught this week? A loss.
They caught that L.
Yeah,
So
they
you know
did.
what? It just Cowboys lose, but the Sheagles losing just makes it all that much better. It makes it okay. So
Yep. The Eagles lose and
die, Eagles,
America
die.
wins. But right, Jeremy is correct here. Flores is one of the best DCs in the game right now. It's just phenomenal. Oh wow, you can play. I don't think he can afford the food to feed McCarthy, so there's no way.
Dude, I'll feed him in burgers. He'll or I'll pay him in burgers.
You wouldn't be able to afford it, I promise you.
Well.
So being that we're talking about hurt feelings and people being upset with everything. Why don't we talk about how we did on our fantasy football stuff?
I hate fantasy football. All right, why you got to bring that stuff up? Fantasy football's stupid. Who would do that?
It is very stupid. Sorry. The first one, if you didn't already, I'm sorry. Okay.
So,
yeah, let's talk about it because in BD and I are in 2 leagues together, and in one of them, I've got 3 fantasy football teams. I dominated in 2 of them,
and against me was one of those.
Yes, and that one is the structure is so weird. I don't understand the point scoring and whatever, and you get like
yeah, you got 172 points. It's ridiculous. Something funky's going on with that. All right.
I know. But then you could win a game by 0.02. What is that all about, dude? Anyways, I bring this up because Mike G and I went into Monday night's game. I was ahead by what? 10 points, I think. And the way the prediction was going was that it was going to be a very narrow victory, but I was going to pull off that victory by 0.5 points or something like that. It was going to be close. And up until the end of the first half, man, it was getting close and close, but it didn't look like he was going to cover that gap. And then all of a sudden, was it Williams? I believe it was the receiver. Just started blowing up. And so I wound up losing that game by 2 point something points, man.
Three and change is what you lost by.
3 and change. Yeah, it was absolutely brutal to sit there and just watch my lead slip away as I'm depending on a kicker. It gets even worse as I'm depending on a kicker to keep me in that game. And Mike left an inactive guy on his bench and still beat me. So, yeah.
I had Ingram on mine, and I just didn't realize he wasn't playing, and I lost by 3 or 2.2 points, 2.3 points, or whatever. And I had Barkley going. I'm like, man, just catch a pass, do something. The one pass that he dropped, he might have taken that in for a touchdown or something. And then Barkley failed me. So, But that wasn't even my worst beat of the week. So I went 0-4 this week. Like I said, I hate fantasy football. My worst beat was by 0.53 points.
Wow.
All the only player I had going for me last night on that was Atlanta's kicker. I call him my young ho. I needed 12. I needed 11 points from him. He got me 10. You know what would have got me that 11th point? If freaking Atlanta would not have gone for 2 in the third quarter. They kick an extra point, I win my game. Simple as that.
Well,
stupid Atlanta making stupid decisions.
That very same. Well, no, it was Philly's kicker that cost me the game. So, and that's fine. Right. Philly lost, America won. We're eventually happy.
Yeah. I still hate
but yeah.
fantasy football this week. So
Yeah. Fantasy football it's the devil.
my other game I lost by 9. And I had a chance this week. I forget who was playing, like combination or whatever, but whatever.
Yep. Okay. So let's talk about a happy subject.
I do love it. That's why I'm in so many leagues. But you know what? Sometimes it pisses me off.
It does. It does. Let's talk about a happy subject. Let's talk about some college football. So,
well, that was a happy subject for me this week.
Yep. This?
Well, this was more like,
yeah, that Swamp Puppy had no bite.
No bite at all.
Brahma Babe, nothing but love, but that dog don't hunt.
Oh.
A&M beat Florida 33-20.
And you know what? It wasn't even that close, just the entire game. A&M just absolutely dominated them. It was man, I can't remember the quarterback's name for A&M, the guy that just came in because oh shoot, I has the dumb right now. Wegman was out. Yes, Marcel Reed. There he is, Chris. Thank you.
Yes.
Wegman was out because they said he hurt his shoulder against Notre Dame, but still played against McNeese State or McNeese last week, which I don't really understand that, especially when they scored like almost 50 points by halftime, But I'm wondering if they were maybe saving Reed for Florida to not show anything against McNeese. That's kind of my only assumption of why Wegman would play the entire McNeese game if he had a bad shoulder going into it. But man, that kid was impressive. He played in the bowl game last year and had a pretty good game, but nowhere near what we saw from him this week. And I mean, he was running, he was throwing dimes. Oh, it looked fantastic.
Yeah. Now I do like Rig. I respect the fact. Ouch. This is getting good here. Look, there's a little bit of drama breaking down in the chat, right? Chris is taking shots at Rig, and Rig asked him if it ended past his bedtime. So, Rig, nothing but love, nothing but respect. But you beat Western Michigan Broncos 56-0. Like, what's a Western Michigan Bronco? So, you're ranked number 3 in the country. Let's get you some competition. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Meanwhile, my UTSA Roadrunners put up a massive 7 points against Texas, baby. So
yes.
And it would have been more.
Hey, you know what? That one touchdown was a nice run. It was like a 50, 60-yard run or something. I actually did see that play. And then, UT went down and scored like 2 straight touchdowns, and I just turned it off. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so Texas did pull, what's his name? Ewers, I believe it is.
Well, he did. He got hurt. He got injured.
Right.
And then, Arch Manning came in and, everyone forgot who Ewers was.
Yes. Yeah. Manning, 9-12, 223 yards, 4 touchdowns. Dude, 75% on the money.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, UTSA's quarterback, Owen McCown, 21 of 29, a whopping 132 yards.
Yeah. And then, Manning had a couple of nice runs, and I thought it was funny. I guess they had asked Peyton kind of about the game, about watching, Arch, and he was like, well, apparently the speed skips a generation because me and Eli didn't get the wheels that Arch has.
No. Those two are slow. But that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. So, a lot of lopsided scores this week. Notre Dame put up
there were no upsets in the top 25, which kind of sucks. It's kind of lame when there's not any. Now there should have been some. The Georgia Kentucky game was really close. I mean, 13-12, which I saw something the other day or right after that game that in the last like 4 years or whatever, Georgia's lowest scores, all three of them belong to Kentucky. It was something along those lines. Like they've played them tough before, even though Georgia still come out with a win. And then the other one, LSU in South Carolina. That one, that LSU scored a touchdown. With less than a minute to go. Carolina drove down, missed a tying field goal, like a 50-yard field goal or something. But man, South Carolina probably should have had that win. That was another like just close potential upset. But those are really the only ones. Everything else is pretty handed victories.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I thought for a minute, I was watching a little bit of the Alabama-Wisconsin game. I thought, Wisconsin stood a chance. And then about 5 minutes in, it was like, never mind. So that was pretty brutal. But nothing like what Tennessee did to Kent State. 71-0.
Yeah.
So, oh, wow. Here you go. That's brutal. Taking shots at the SEC.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about the NCAA kind of pending class action lawsuit that's going on. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really know enough about it. I didn't get enough time to read the article. So
I don't either. I know. I guess they had settled a lawsuit back in May or something, and there's some new questions about it. And then this past week, some Michigan players sued the NCAA for likeness stuff or whatever, Big Ten Network and all this stuff, whatever. But it's kind of to be expected. With all the NIL stuff coming in, all the players that didn't get their bite of that apple are now wanting it. So,
yeah. Real quick, because I know Mike G would be mad at us if we didn't talk about this. I should say rub it in, actually. Texas State lost to Arizona State, 28-31. And yes, I'm still bitter about the UTSA game because that was absolutely ridiculous. Absolute shame. Shouldn't have even been that close. Anyways, so some good stuff going on in the college football stuff.
we got some good games coming up this weekend too. There's a lot of top 25 matchups. Kind of scrolling through because some of the important ones. You got USC and Michigan. That should be a pretty good game. The one I'm kind of looking forward to is Tennessee and Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma's first test in the SEC. They haven't played an SEC game yet this season, so it'll be their first one. We'll see how they match up. And then the other top 25 is number 12 Utah and 14 Oklahoma State. So three kind of good top 20 teams that are playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it could have a difference in the rankings. Meanwhile, number 1 Texas is playing Louisiana Monroe. I don't even never heard of them. So that's just
there. It's another warm up game. So
yeah.
I'm not sure when they when I guess Texas probably starts its SEC schedule next week.
I hope so, because that I want to see, right? I want to see why Texas is ranked number 1. So let's get some real competition.
Let me move over to. Well, they play Mississippi State in the following week, so SEC, but bottom of the barrel SEC.
Yeah, it looks like they're not.
Chris, that's not true. They did beat Michigan. Now, I do think Michigan was overranked when Texas beat them, but they did beat Michigan, who was the defending national champion. So,
Yeah.
they beat somebody.
The big game, the big Texas game is going to be October 12th. Texas meets Oklahoma. So, and Chris, that's not true, because who the hell's going to throw the ball and who's going to run? Because I ain't doing either. So
I'll block.
anyways,
I'll stay within the 1 yard line of scrimmage and block. That's it. That's all I can do.
One hit. That's all you can take. So, where did my article go? So we definitely want to talk about some high school football. Things were interesting, to say the least, right? Steel Knights actually absolutely demolished the Brandeis Broncos 56-10.
Yep.
See some other.
So, did you see what your alma mater did, Jason?
Don't tell me they won.
Dude, they beat Judson 27-23.
Oh my gosh, and I wasn't there for that game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Madison got curb stomped by Smithson Valley 65-0.
Yeah. How does that make you feel as Madison alum?
I mean, it's kind of been our season already, so we haven't won a game, and I know we got blanked in one other game, and I don't know if we've scored 14 points all season long. So it is what it is. Veterans Memorial, they beat Mac 56-28. And then the game that I went to was Brennan. They beat Sotomayor 38-0.
Wow.
Which, yeah, that was kind of a fun game to watch. So.
Chris is all mad because you brought up Judson. And if Chris
I brought up Jason's high school. All right, they just happened to beat Judson. So
the mighty Theodore Roosevelt Rough Riders, baby, let's go. Haven't had a championship since like '96.
Yep.
So that's fine.
All right, this is y'all's year.
No, it's not. It's never.
And then I saw Piper. That Piper's where your kids are going to go, right? Piper High School.
Piper, yeah.
So I think they won, and they're ranked number 2 in the city, right behind Steele.
Yep.
So they're having a hell of a season.
Yeah, they've got a pretty nasty little football team over there. However, kind of a big announcement for us. I didn't ask, so I'll just take my knocks and it'll be fine. But big announcement, personal announcement, if you will. Coach Tom Walker, his boy Matt Walker, should be joining the varsity squad as the starting nose tackle, if I remember correctly. I mean, center, rather. Not nose tackle, center. That kid is a beast. Keep your eye out for him. He's going to do some great things.
And that's at Veterans, right?
Yeah, it's a Veterans Memorial.
Yeah. Nice. So congrats to him, man.
Yes, and we're definitely going to be watching out to see how he does. Because again, this kid is a sophomore, and he's already getting called up to the big leagues. So, congrats to him. Very proud of that young man. And I'm looking at the pictures now, and I'm really kind of happy that Roosevelt beat Judson. It feels good. So, okay. Probably close out the show with near and dear to our hearts, right? And that would be the recent signings of all the Brahmas players coming back to the San Antonio Brahmas. Do you have that list up of the players?
I am getting it pulled up right now. Obviously, I think we just signed back Hogan today.
Mm-hmm.
And then we brought back Brad Wing, Kirkland. They signed, and then I think there was somebody else too.
Oh crap!
I can't remember.
San Antonio Brahmas. Let's see if I can see who they signed. Bum bum bum. Brad Wing, Kirkland.
Oh, you know
I
what?
don't know
You know
where
what? Who was we signed a linebacker, Ikena in Chukwu.
Oh, when
I
he
don't
the
know.
one that you can ever say his name?
No, that was another one. They've got a couple of them. But,
Okay.
yeah, that was the other signing that we had. He on the picture he played for Rice. It looks like so.
Okay. Well, again, things are starting to happen. Players are starting to show back up to their original squads. I know the Panthers signed some guys. Uh, we've obviously got some different folks that are coming back in, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see some of these faces start popping back up, um, and just what this means for the Brahmas' chances and what this is going to look like with a somewhat revamped squad, because I think we're going to have a very nice talent pool to pick from. The problem is 7 other teams are also, and they're going to have tried and true and some fresh blood. And so I think if we cover some of the issues that we had, specifically kind of really shore up that offensive line, get a quarterback that is going to ride with us the entire season, not just skip out because he's got an NFL tryout.
What happened with that? Is he?
Dude,
I don't see him in the NFL.
Let's talk about him, because I tried looking for him on social media recently, and somebody roasted him at the beginning of the season, calling him trash, put a bunch of garbage can emojis on his on one of his social media pages. I think it was X. I can't remember. And then that was the last post that he made. He just
really
appeared. Yeah, so that cat is gone. So I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. I do hope and pray that nothing bad happened to him, because I'm not that kind of a fan, right? I'm obviously salty. I'm upset that we were counting on him in that game and he checked out on us. That's no way to treat any team, okay? But on the same token, I get it, man. We're talking about him, potentially making millions if he can get picked up by an NFL squad somewhere versus, his, 60, 70,000 he's going to make for the 10, well, actually, for us, it was 12 weeks. But overall, I guess it was 14, 15 with training camp and everything. But just for him to kind of check out like that, man, that was brutal. That hurt. So
yeah.
Anyways, I do think that we're going to come back just as strong this season as we did last season. It's going to be interesting, especially with the 4-game schedule, just to kind of see how things are. 4-game home schedule. Let me clarify that. And while I'm talking about that, there's a little bit of confusion about what happened there and why and whatever else. For the folks that don't really know, it was a scheduling conflict with the Alamo Dome as to why our season got cut to 4 home games and 6 away games. It's just how it works. The Alamo Dome is a very popular place, especially when you're talking about the Final Four. And let's be honest, the Brahmas don't bring in the money that the Final Four does.
Yeah.
One day of the Final Four probably equals 4 events from the San Antonio Brahmas, if not.
Dude, I'd be willing to say, one day brings in more money than the entire season of the Brahmas, home games. I think that's, you might even be able to say brings in more than all the Brahmas home games that have been played to date. So
yeah,
I mean,
that could
Final
be
Four
fair.
brings in stupid money. So,
So even St. Louis with the numbers that they bring in, there's no way they could compare. So it's just one of those things. It stinks, but it is what it is. So, for the Bulls on Tour crew, we're going to have a couple of extra road trips. That's all it is. Okay. I highly encourage all of you to make sure that you're getting in contact with us, see how we're making our travel arrangements, because every road trip that we've taken has been an absolute blast and cherished memories, right? The St. Louis ones were especially interesting, but we had a lot of fun. So I can't stress how important it is. If you have the ability to, if you can carpool, whatever, because that's pretty much what we did. But if you could catch a ride with somebody, throw in a couple of bucks for an Airbnb, that has been probably some of the most fun that we've had, right? Jorge's Arkansas taco review, absolute dynamite, man. It was the best, right? Lechona in the Buc-ee's parking lot, man, just classic stuff, guys. So you want to have fun, come road trip with us.
Come hang out with us on a road trip.
Yes. All right. So we know what's going on this weekend. We've got plenty of NFL action. There's going to be some really great games. Is that me?
Yeah. What was that?
Sorry. It was a video that was playing from the Ken's 5 website. I don't even know what it was, but it scared me. I thought the football gods were talking to me, telling me to wrap it up because it's about that time.
It is. They probably should.
Plenty of football to watch this weekend. Make sure you got your eyes on your set. If you have, college football apps, whatever, right, have your phone on you because there's going to be some pretty decent games this weekend. And, of course, we'll try and keep you updated with any of the high school stuff that we find out about. You could also reach out to XFL Mike G. I know he's covering a lot of high school games and everything. And for some reason, he's covering Texas State. I guess he's trying to pay off his tuition there or something. Who knows? But anyways.
Maybe we'll give him a discount if he covers them,
There you go. Make him relevant again. But in the meantime, guys, we appreciate you so much. Shout out to Rig Rocker. Make sure that you're checking into his artwork. He's got some incredible products there. Make just about anything for you, except the Dak Prescott to look good. That's not going to happen. Oh, Chris is all fired up tonight. That's good stuff. Anyways, again, shout out to Rig. Shout out to our friend Sol Rock with the End Zone helmet painting. Shout out to our sponsor, W Energy Drink. Again, I'm almost done. This is good stuff. I can't wait to try some of those other flavors. Shout out to XFL Mike G and our friends over at the Alternative Football Network. And shout out to our friends at the Pro Arena Talk Network, which we did talk about some AFL stuff last week. That doesn't mean that we're done with arena football, right? They're starting to do some of the stuff that the UFL is, right? It's going to be geared up just about. There's going to be a little bit of a stagger, but they'll definitely be starting up like a month or so after UFL starts. And also, yes, make sure you check out our X page. I've been posting some articles about some of the upcoming stuff with the IFA and the San Antonio Caballeros. They're going to be doing a draft here in just a little bit. Good stuff. Forgot to make our big announcement, right? First and foremost, we're back on X, baby. So you can catch us on X. You can also now catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and very soon Amazon podcasts and potentially Pandora if I can figure that one out, right? But if you like watching us live, you'll love listening to us. We'll be like leftovers. We're even better the second time around. Okay?
Exactly.
So we're going all out, broadcasting to 8 different feeds, 3 different major podcast networks, hopefully maybe 4. And guys, we do it because we love interacting with you. So we cannot say thank you enough to all of you that tune in and watch us every week. And we're just always humbled, always grateful that you guys are there. Brian, episode 80 in the books, baby. 20 more to go. 20 more to
That's
go.
right.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this. Oh, one more thing. Suck it, Judson.
Woo! See you guys.